Today I'm going to share my design idea that I've come up with in inventing a solar panel array that is for the summer and the winter, fully adjustable for the place on the planet where you actually live, because this will be varied depending on where you live and what your needs are. So this is just two 7-watt solar panels that I've constructed and mounted on a wooden frame. I'm going to show you how it all goes together here, and maybe you could get some good ideas off it yourself, because for me this is ideal for what I need. It's fully adjustable, like I said, from the summer to the winter, because as you know, all of you that are interested in solar, the sun rises in the east, sets in the west, and the amount that it comes up during the summer is not the same as in the winter, and there's some things that you really have to consider, especially if you're in a winter climate like I am in. So I'm going to show you everything, like how it all goes together, and this is for my solar ventilation project that I have a video on that already. I'll put a link down below if you want to see that first, to see why this is all going together as is, because I'm going to provide the amount of solar power to power them 3 fans that I built, and it's going to provide ventilation for my cabin so that I don't have a high moisture buildup. And when it comes down to it, these kind of projects are very easy to do if you think them through. And you can get some great ideas off of YouTube, from people that have actually tried different design ideas and invent their own things. So you're welcome to take a look at this, and maybe you can get some ideas off it. So let's take a look right now and see all the different features that I've incorporated into this for a winter and a summer solar array. Well, the best place to start is actually at the base. And you can see how this base is pretty easily constructed. And the whole idea behind this base is all I'm going to do is just put a house block on there for weight, and that will keep it mounted down so that the wind won't be affecting it or anything. And this is all made out of 2x3 spruce, and I am going to stain it after. I have to disassemble the solar array off it, and then I can just stain it. But I've got this piece here and this piece over here in the front, and that is so that where I'm putting it is not going to be right on the ground. So it's going to sit on this 2 pieces of plastic, and all they are is pieces of 5/4 plastic board that you get at your building center, and they're great for projects like this that just don't allow the wood to touch high moisture area like grass or sod or anything, because it'll just rot these right out, right? The second thing I did was I used heavy duty fasteners. Now you can see on the bottom here where I've put in 2 good screws here, and then I've got these 2 adjoining boards that will give it support, so it's not going to be flimsy at all. And that's it all the way around there. And if you're wondering what kind of screws I use, well, this is the screws here. They're 1/4 inch. These are 3.5. These are beefy screws. They're not like deck screw stuff, right? Now I did use deck screws just for the bottom here, and that's only because they're just sitting on top and it doesn't make much of a difference. Okay, so let's take a look and see how this actually performs. So if we just take a look at that right there, and that is on a 30-degree angle. And all I've done is go on my table saw, and I ripped a 30-degree angle on one of these 2x3s. Now the screw went through here and over there, and I just plugged it with some caulking. And that there sets my angle for 30 degrees. And you could see that, what angle is it now? Well, that is 60 for the summer. It's the same 30-degree angle, but you could see the position of it is altered. Now you can just make one 30-degree angle and use it as a 60 as well. So now you can see how the angle on this is much different compared to here. Now there's a reason why you want to do that, And the reason would be because in the winter the sun does not rise as high, and I made sure that I went a little bit above here, because what you don't want to do is have snow pile up here and make the surface here where it will not melt off. So you want to make sure this is a little bit higher than on the bottom end, because during the summertime, well, you have no snow, right? So that's the design there, and here is the pivot point. So how did I get this pivot point? And it's very simple to do. I'll turn it around and I'll show you the design and how it works. But really, all it is just a metal rod. Now I drilled a hole into this stud here, but I only went about this far. It's a metal rod that goes through. I just put some, just some metal clips here. And it goes into this end. And all I did was just pound it all the way in to here. And it's not going to go nowhere, and it's on a swivel. So now we take a look at the electrical hookup, and there's only 2 wires, and 2 wires from the other panel. So you got the wires that come down to here, and they're going to meet right here at the junction point of the swivel. So when you're looking at it, you can see that them wires are not going to be twisted. They're not. You're only moving this once a year, right? From the spring to the fall. And this is the back side of the other one. And they come down, and this is the connector here, right to the end. And you can see where this is the join here. So you can see where this is a connector, and at this end is going to go to where the fans are. And the fans are going to be approximately 25 feet away. So this is the setup here, and when you're thinking about making a setup like this, this whole thing cost me about $20. So you're wondering, what's this gadget here? Well, I'm going to hook it up for you first. I'll bring it back and I'll show you how this works. Well, there's the setup right there, and all I did, I just got a bunch of scrap pieces at my place, and I used like this kind of a quick clip. I don't know, it's like quick connect snap thing here. You can put on for chains and that. I got it going down to another one here, and then I just bent up a piece of metal, and on the far side there you can see the wing nut, and you just tighten this down, and you know what? The piece doesn't move. So it stays in that position right there, and the wind's not going to have it flopping around and everything else. And what I also did was I inserted a piece. Now this is 3/8 here. I had a piece of copper tubing. So I put the copper tubing in there first, and this goes inside the copper tubing, not just the wood. But I imagine you could just put it in the wood, but over time it would kind of wear it out around here. So that's what I done there. And this is a very easy setup like this. So I'll show you how it looks on the other side. Well, there it is in the winter position. And this at this 30-degree angle here, the snow will not stay on this. And that's the main thing. The snow will not stay on it. And just a little bit of sunlight will hit these corners here. And as soon as it does that, it'll start to melt. And that's why you got to make sure that you butt your 2 pieces up exactly. And it'll just run right off on a sheet. But this is the setup on that one, and you can see the little bit of the copper tube I stuck in there. And now I'm just using this bottom one here to hook right on, and that's never going to go anywhere. So you can see how I just use these screws. They're just temporary for now. I'm going to have longer ones in there. This is just the mock setup, and that's not hard to do now, is it? So I think everybody could do this. And the whole idea between having it go between summer and winter is something that I've thought about for a long time, and it's so easy to do. As long as your pivot point is right here, well, it just swivels back and forth. Take me a total time of maybe 2 minutes to go from the summer to the winter. Well, I hope you like this design idea. A project like this, it's easy to do. I spent an afternoon out in the shop here. It's the middle of the winter, And I like to do these projects over the winter time, so I'm all set up and ready to go in the spring when I start to head up to Northern Ontario. But if you have any questions, let me know. And the only thing I can say is stay tuned for next summer when I'm up there, and I'm going to show you the whole system, how it works, and how easy it is that you can actually work with solar. It's not very difficult. Now this here doesn't include anything else except the harness cable that goes all the way to my fans. There's no batteries involved. There's no power inverters. There's nothing. It's going to run strictly off of this. And if you'd like to see how it actually does work in another project that I've done, I'll put a link to the ventilation project I did using 2 of them fans in my garden shed. For all of you that haven't seen that video, well, my garden shed would go way over 100 degrees every year. I got a steel shed in the backyard, and you know how hot them steel sheds can get, right? Well, I just took this kind of idea, put it to the garden shed, and now, well, it's not 100 degrees in there no more. It dropped it by at least 30 to 35 degrees because I'm taking the air out. So now on my project up in Northern Ontario in my cabin, I'll be bringing fresh air in year-round. It's not going to cost me anything, just the project, 2 solar panels, $20 in lumber, a little bit of scrap pieces, and you know, this will last me for probably 20 years, no problem. So look forward to seeing that in the future, and many more projects that, you know, you lay up late at night and you just think about these things, and then you just get to it and do it. And you know, for a lot of people, maybe they've never tried something like this. This is a very easy project to start off with, and it's very easy just to hook it up to some 12-volt fans and just watch them work. So thanks for joining me here today. If you've never seen this channel before, you're welcome to subscribe, and stay tuned for more interesting projects just like this. Cheers.